Hey yo, welcome back. April here, Alt Life Yoga. Thanks for checking in again. So glad that you are here checking this out, that we can kind of be this community together, that we can share some practice. And if you wanted to share some comments or email me, find me on Facebook, all that kind of stuff, let me know what you think. If you want to maybe see some certain poses, if you'd like to see anything happen with the way that these videos are done, I would absolutely love to hear from you. So that would be really sweet. Thank you in advance for doing that, because that's awesome. Also, share this with your friends. Get this out in the community, right? If you like it, then maybe other people like it too. Community is really awesome. And in yoga and Sanskrit, a community, a congregation of people working for a common thing, it's called a Sangha. And my Sangha, my community, is actually currently involved with this really neat organization called Living Yoga. And here where I'm at in Portland, Oregon, Living Yoga brings yoga to people who really, really need it and would otherwise not be able to get it. People in rehab institutions, people in prisons, children in at-risk communities, and it's just changing lives. It's a wonderful thing. So I highly recommend that you check that out. I'll put links to it. So we were talking about the way that we are able to bring yoga out into our community through Living Yoga, and then things just keep coming full circle. I was reading this book, and hold on. Okay. Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. And, okay, white books do weird reflective things. In the intro to this book, they were talking about this town, Roseto. And in Roseto, in the 1960s, when heart attacks were the leading killers of Americans, nobody in Roseto was having heart attacks. And it was really kind of odd thing. So what's up with that? They went and they did this study and they looked at these people. So everybody in Roseto, it's this mountain community up in Pennsylvania, and it's almost completely isolated. Everybody who lived in Roseto had come from this same town in the mountains in Italy, and so the thought was, well, maybe they eat like they did in the old country, and they didn't. They ate crappy American stuff. And then it was well, maybe it's the geographical location. But the two closest towns had really, really high rates of heart attacks, and so they looked at the community and the culture in the community, and these people were so deeply ingratiated with each other's lives. There was so much love, so much togetherness. They had a very intensely integrated Sangha. They would go, they would cook with each other. They would stop and talk to each other on the streets. They were living 3 generations in a household and very much sharing in each other's lives. And because of that, they were living to a ripe old age without dealing with this plague of heart disease that was sweeping the rest of the nation at the time. That's pretty neat. Community does some really awesome things for us, and even if you are practicing at home and you're not in a class sharing that sort of community, by practicing yoga we're able to connect with ourselves and maybe learn to love ourselves a little bit more, because once we are able to connect with ourselves, that's when we're best prepared to go out and connect really well with other people. So thanks for connecting. Thanks for being here. We're going to do some yoga. We're going to do some really open-hearted yoga. It's going to be awesome. We're going to maybe check out wheel pose, which might be really neat. So I'm going to grab not only my Outliers book, but I'm going to grab all these dudes as well. And I chose them so that they'd have even heights, but I'll let you know what all of these are, and we can talk about it just because, I like to read. Maybe you might like to know what I like to read. All right, awesome. I'm going to bring these over and meet you on the mat. Okay, so we're going to start laying down on our backs today. Just go ahead and come down, bring the soles of your feet on the floor, relax the spine, maybe close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. And then extend your arms up above your head. And you can have your elbows really bent. You can have more of a cactus shape to your arms, or you could just let them flop down on the floor. And then press into your heels so that your spine starts to press down into the mat. And then reach out a little bit longer through your fingertips and try to drop the outsides of your armpits down after you do that. Take another deep breath in. And then you're going to notice your spine lift away from the floor as you extend the legs out and start to come into a bit of a heart opener. And then liven up your feet like you're standing on the floor. Take the palms to face towards each other and reach out through your pinky fingers. And stretching out through the sides of the ribs, opening up the fronts of the ribs, the belly. Take another deep breath in. And then bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and then rock yourself up to a seat. And take the legs behind you and come on up to stand on your knees. Now what's awesome, my friend calls this the great yoga mat apparatus. So if you ever wish you had more cushiness for your knees, just fold that mat over. Now you have a triple layer of knee cushiness and hopefully you're good to go. Feel free to grab some pillows or something if you need a little extra. And take the hands like they're going into your back pockets, curl your toes under, and lift the thigh bones up, lift the hips up, lift the ribs up, and squeeze the shoulder blades together in the back of your heart. Soft camel to start off with, Ustrasana. And a deep breath in, lift the hips up. And then come up, stack the spine. We're going to come up again, and then move into Urdva Dhanurasana, or half camel. So you're going to lift the hips up. Don't think about falling back. Think about pulling up and open through the body. And then take your right arm up. Maybe look over your left shoulder. Breathe in. Exhale. Take the hips back a little bit. Release the spine and take your right hand to your right hip. Take the left arm up. Breathe in. Look over the right shoulder. Exhale. Hips start to come back. Left hand to left hip. Inhale. Right arm up. Exhale. Soften the back bend. Right hand to the hip. Inhale. Left arm up. And this time as you take your hips back, maybe see if you can find the left heel with the left hand. And if you can lift the hips up and open into that camel pose, get a little bit deeper, reaching the right arm up. Good. And then let the hips come back so that you have the space to grab on with the right hand to the right heel and take the left arm up. Now if this is just bad news bears for you, if this is really bothering your back, you're not able to lift up enough, then go ahead and take the hand back to the hip. Or you can come back to the heels. Open the heart up, peel that left shoulder back, breathe in. Exhale, come back with the hips, little round through the spine, little swoop one more time. Hand to hip or heel, breathe in. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift the hips up, open the heart, breathe in. Breathe out, come down. And with the hips back, we're going to walk the knees back off of the great yoga mat apparatus. Go ahead and stretch it out. And then walk the hands forward, coming into Anahatasana, or heart-melting puppy dog shape. That way we can lengthen out the low spine without removing any of the openness that we've created in the front of the body, not too much forward fold. And then from here, walk up onto your hands, coming into table pose. We'll take a few cat-cows just to keep warming up. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, rounding into the spine. And a deep breath in. This is cow pose with the tail lifted. Exhale, cat, arched up like a Halloween cat. And then come back into cow pose. And see if you can push down more in the hands to open up the shoulders a little bit more and get a little bit more lift into that tailbone. And this cow spine, we'll use this a couple times. We'll talk about the pelvis a bit. We're going to keep the cow spine as much as we can. You're going to curl your toes under, and then you're not going to probably be able to straighten into the knees all the way, but lift them up and lift your hips up and move into downward facing dog, keeping your tailbone lifted up. There's that cow spine in the low back, and then you can drop your head down. Relax through the inner edge of the heels. Take a deep breath in. Look forward, and then step your feet up towards your hands. Soft bend into the knees, drop the tailbone down, and then roll up through the spine. When you get up to the top, reach your arms open, deep breath in. Exhale, take the hands to your heart. And take the hands to the hips. And then we're going to bend into the knees a little bit. Open up the elbows like wings and come forward, making that cow spine. So I'm going to have my tailbone lifted up, opening the chest forward. And this is your Urdva Dhanurasana. This is your halfway fold. So you have this length through the spine. Breathe in. And then exhale, fold down. Now you're going to come all the way back up to that Urdva Dhanurasana, that halfway fold. But it doesn't have to be halfway to the floor. It comes up until you have the cow spine. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold down. This time, stand up, open the arms. Exhale, hands come down into your heart. And take a deep breath in, open the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, halfway lift. And then take your hands down. Step the feet back to the top of your plank. And then get really long through the body, really steady through your center. Good. On your inhale, come forward to tiptoes. And then exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck the toes. Take the forearms down onto the mat. Sphinx pose, elbows underneath shoulders. Then claw into the mat a little bit, move the shoulders back, the heart through the upper arms. And then make a fist in your right hand, move it to your left elbow. Use this fist to keep energizing through the chest. Bend into your left leg, reach back, try to grab the inside of your foot. And then pushing down into the forearm, bring the left hip, the left shoulder forward, lengthening through the front of the body. Maybe push back in the foot a little bit more to open the shoulder. Exhale, release, change sides. So come back to Sphinx, fist in the left, fist to the right elbow, strong in the chest, reaching at the back knee, find the foot, try to push the foot back and bring the right hip and shoulder forward, even in the body, soft in the neck. Breathe in, exhale, release, come back to Sphinx pose. And move the hands back underneath the shoulders, deep breath in, open heart. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. And inhale, stretch the right leg back behind you. Look forward, step the right foot up to the front of your mat and lower the left knee down. And then let your hips drift forward to the heel, opening up the front of the left thigh. And then start to take the hands up onto the thigh. And then you're going to notice that you probably have a bit of a cow spine going on in the low back, right? Your tailbone's coming behind you. See if you can pull the front of the hips up and you'll back up off of your lunge a little bit. And then take the left arm up, bend into the elbow, and then reach up for the elbow and lift it up and over to the other side. Now, if you have that cow face arm where you like to hold hands behind your back, that's great. There's really no need to. We're opening up this line of the body. So if that's not comfortable, don't worry about it. See if you can still tuck the front of the pelvis up. Deep breath in, little side bend. Exhale. Take the arms open. Let the hips move forward. And then take the hands down. Curl the left toes under. Reach the right leg up. Three-legged dog. Open that hip crease. And then set the leg down. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, big loud sigh. Deep breath in, take your left leg back, and then look forward, step that foot up to the front of the mat. Remember the heel scooch if you need it, right knee down, and then soften the hips forward, and try to open up the chest, relax the breath, and then take the hands up onto the thigh, and lift the front of the pelvis up, backing up a little bit, strong into the left heel. Right arm comes up. Try to bring that upper arm behind the head so that you have space to lift the neck up long. Left fingertips to the elbow. Lift up and over to the other side. This is really hard to balance in. So be kind to yourself. Good. Deep breath in. Exhale, maybe side bend a little bit further. Oh yeah, right through the front of that hip flexor. Take a deep breath in, arms lift. And then plant the hands down, curl the right toes under, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, push the floor away, drop the heart down, maybe lift the tailbone up a little bit, look forward, push down into the mat, and then bend into the knees a little bit. From here, you might step your feet forward, you might take a little hop, right to the hands, and then inhale, Urdva Dhanurasana, up enough that you can lift your tail. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands down into your heart. And inhale, open the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift that tailbone up, cow spine. Plant the hands, just the left leg. Let that leg step back. And then press down strong into the right leg, open the arms up, high lunge. Move up in the left heel, maybe a little bit further forward in the right knee. Pull the pinky fingers up, and then exhale, drop the thumbs back. A little bit of heart opening, deep breath in. Exhale, set the hands down. Inhale, stretch the right leg back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here or move through a vinyasa. Come forward to the top of your plank, forward to the tiptoes. Exhale, elbows to ribs. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. Same leg. Take the right leg up. Look forward. Step it up to the front of your mat. And then push strong into the feet. Reach the arms up. High lunge. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Tilt the front of your pelvis up a little bit, so longer in the spine. And then take your left elbow towards the right knee. Push into the top arm. Come into a twist. Now, if your elbow doesn't reach the knee, you can keep the hand at the hip and the knee, and then open up the shoulders this way. If you've got this prayer twist, you can get stronger in the feet. Take another deep breath in. And then on your exhale, take the hands down by your right foot. Step the left foot forward to meet it. Inhale, halfway lift. And then this time, take your hands down and step the right leg back, finding a low lunge on the left side, strong in the feet, strong in the arms, feeling yourself lift up. Now get up higher on the right toes, lower in the left knee. Inhale, pinky fingers lift up. Exhale, maybe the arms have more space to draw back. Take a deep breath in, lift the hips up out of the ribs, up out of the hips. That's what I meant. Exhale, take the hands down. Take the left leg up, three-legged dog, and then set the left leg down. Good. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale. You might move through that vinyasa, coming forward to the plank to the tiptoes. Maybe you lower the knees so you have more control. Come to the tops of the feet and up dog. Curl the toes. Downward facing dog. And send that left leg up again. Look forward, step the left foot up to the front of your mat. Come up, high lunge. Now you can always do this with the back knee down if you like. Any of these things are options for your practice. Remember, you're here, you're following your own needs. Take the palms to the heart, lift the heart to the thumbs, and then bring maybe your right elbow to the knee, maybe it's hand to hip and knee, and then suck the hips in towards each other. Open up the top shoulder, get out of the bottom shoulder by pushing into the elbow, lengthen the back of the neck. One more deep breath in. Exhale, take the hands down, step the right foot forward to a fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. This time, stand up, breathe in. Exhale, hands come down into your heart. Nice. Let's do some side bending. Step the feet a little closer together. Take the arms up. We call this Vira Mudra. Oh, I don't know if you can see. So I've got these steeple fingers with my hands. They're interlaced and the index fingers up. Zip up the front of the body. Close the rib cage. Deep breath in. Exhale, side bend to the left. Good. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, maybe a little bit lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Close the rib cage. Breathe in. Exhale, maybe a little bit more space. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step the legs back, coming into the top of your plank. Either go to down dog or move through this vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga, Urdva Dhanurasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Inhale, take the right leg back. Look forward, step the right foot up to the front of the mat. And then lift up the left heel and the right arm, finding a twist. Open up the shoulder blades on the back, open up the heart. Exhale, take the right hand down. Lower the left knee and stretch your right leg all the way back behind you. And then coming into side gate, take the right arm open. Good. Lift the right pinky toe up into the air. Good. Kind of like half moon. Deep breath in. Exhale, take both hands down, both knees down, table pose. Curl the toes under, lift the hips down dog. And take the left leg up. Look forward, step the left foot forward, and then lift the right thigh, lift the left arm, open the heart, reach up to the ceiling, breathe in. Exhale, take both hands down, lower the right knee down, stretch the left knee back, right toes behind you, left arm opens up. And now reach up from the pinky toe, feel your hips stack, feel the heart open as you press down into your right arm, lengthen the back of the neck. Exhale, take both hands, both knees down, Table pose, curl the toes, downward facing dog. Hang out here, go back to table pose or move through a vinyasa. Good. Keep moving forward, keep opening up the heart, getting strong through the arms. Curl the toes, down dog. Good. This time, inhale, stretch the right leg back, look forward, step it up towards the front of your mat. We're going to take the left heel down and move into warrior two. Press the palms down, press the shoulders down. And stay forward in that right knee, come up, peaceful warrior, lifting up. Remember, like camel, not back, up. Breathe in. Exhale, take the right hand down. We'll move into half moon, and then I've got this big stack of books, so I'm going to use them to get a little bit taller. And then take the left arm up. And I'm lifting up from that pinky toe, remember, just like when we were coming from side gate. And then I've got the option, maybe taking this Shavasana variation, reaching back for the foot and opening the heart, and maybe even looking up, which is a challenge. And then when you are quite finished, thank you, go ahead and step forward at the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Long spine, cow spine. Exhale, fold down, plant the hands, step back to the top of your plank. Good. Go to down dog or move through a vinyasa. It's up to you. This is your practice. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. This time, left leg. Inhale, reach up. Look forward. Step it up to the front of your mat. Right heel down. Warrior two. And notice I don't have cow spine going on in my hips. I've got my hips down below me, lifting the front of the pelvis. Then strong into the right pinky toe. Lift up the left pinky finger. Good. Peaceful warrior. Maybe rolling that shoulder back a little bit more heart opening. On your exhale, coming forward as many steps as you need. And half moon. Push out into the right pinky toe. Notice how that helps you. We're activating the whole body. Maybe the left arm lifts up. And half moon can be something you play with, you come in and out of. You might end it sooner than I do. You might reach back and not have any idea where your foot is, so you're just going to open up the heart as much as you can. You might find the foot by coming in and then try to open yourself out again, and you might fall. Who the heck cares? Take care of yourself, fall softly, and then get back in the game. Laugh about it. Breathe in. And then release, come down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands come down into the heart. Okay, a little bit more balancing. And one more balancing, I'm going to try to have the spine in one line, the foundation stable, and also finding something that's a good focus. So closing your eyes makes balancing hard. Looking at something that's moving makes things hard. Looking at something not moving helps a lot, I promise you. So take your hands, you're going to make like little Nerf gun shooters and bring them into your hips. And we're going to work on warrior three a little bit to work on the evenness of the hips. So you're going to keep your shooters, look down at the mat, right in front of your toes. I want you to imagine there's two bullseyes. And I want you to shoot your little Nerf guns right down at that. So you're going to have to make sure that your hips don't open up either way. So stand on your right leg and start to lift your left leg behind you, keeping your shooters, your hips pointed down at the floor. Now, if you notice that you're not going to go towards those bullseyes anymore, correct it. Whoop. All right, reach up from the inside of your left heel, open up the elbows, the shoulders, breathe in, and then go ahead and stand back up. And then left leg this time, keep those shooters down, pointing to the floor. You're going to lift up to the inner edge of your right heel. That's going to help to keep the outer edge pulled out and yourself really even. Now push down into your left leg to make sure you don't stick in the hip. Lengthen the spine, open the wings of your elbows. Breathe in. And then come back. All right. So that even space in the hips helps to keep the spine more even. It's also a part of our foundation, keeping that more steady. So we're going to move from here into Dhanurasana, or dancer's pose. So I'm going to take my hand down, my left hand, and my right hand's going to go up my pelvis just to make sure that I keep it even. I'm going to grab onto the inner part of my foot. And the reason I say this is that if I grab the inside, I'm going to lift the inside up so that the knee faces down. If I grab the outside, what tends to happen is this. I'm going to pull the outside up, and then notice that, I'm not going to hit those bullseyes. So take the inside, hips are even. Bring the foot back, stretching out the front of the arm, the front of the thigh. Right arm lifts up. Now push down into the right foot, push out into the left foot to get that heart opener. And I'm going to look right here at this door in front of me. And then bring this hip down, deep breath in. And then come back. Wiggle the things that need wiggling. Not needing to keep with any compression. Then keep my hips even with the left hand. Right hand faces out. Grabbing the inside of my foot. That way I can pull the knee downwards and outwards. And then push into the foot. Push outwards into my left pinky finger. And then keeping my right hip down. And open up. Dhanurasana. Ooh, I'm getting a little lift into my right hip. I'm really trying to modify that, but just being okay with my body today. Take a deep breath in. Good, and then come on back up. Wiggle the things. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands come down into the heart. I'm going to step my feet out a little bit and come down into a prayer squat. Elbows on the insides of the knees. And then push into the elbows to lift my heart up. And see if I can get a little bit of cow lift into that tailbone. It's not going to be much, but I'm going to feel very lifted from that point. Deep breath in. Good. And then come on down. All right. So I'm going to get myself set up here to work on wheel. And I'm going to lock this door. So I'm going to use that part of the wall to get up. Okay, so I set up my books. They're about a hand length. If you're familiar with the yoga block at all, I tried to set up about that sort of shape. I've got my books about out to the outer edges of the mat. If you've got yoga blocks, great choice. And I've used the aerobic steps before. Those are kind of good too. Whole point of this is just making the arms longer. If you already have a wheel practice, sweet. You may not need them. Maybe check it out, right? I've also chosen books specifically that are all about the same size so that they're really sturdy. First we're going to go into bridge pose because this might be something that you work on throughout your practice and you're like, no, not wheel today. But walk your shoulders underneath, put the feet on the floor right up close to your hips, and make sure that your toes are facing straight forward. And then push down into the feet, lift the hips up, and then feel your thigh bones drawing up into the hips. You can take the hands together behind your back if you like, maybe shoulders coming closer. And take another deep breath in, push into the feet, thigh bones up into the hips, deep back bend. Exhale, lower the hips down. And you've also got the option that you could grab the outer edges of your mat, focusing on really spreading wide through the heart. One more time, bridge pose, push into the feet, maybe pull the mat apart. Notice how much more lift you get there. Lift the tailbone up to your knees, pull your thigh bones into the hips. Exhale, hips come down onto the mat. Okay, so wheel pose. I'm going to come back. You can do bridge again. My blocks are far enough apart that I can get my head in between them. And then they're far enough apart that I can put my hands on the mat. And my hands are right here, so they're coming up so that my fingertips are towards my shoulders and my elbows are up. Now ideally I want to be about shoulder width apart. Often for a lot of us, having it a little bit further apart is going to help with the mobility of the shoulder. Now we're going to try going a little bit closer and then seeing how much farther apart that you need. And definitely don't go way out here. Maybe try wheel practice once you are able to bring the arms a little bit closer. So my feet are down about hip width apart. My head is in between the blocks. I'm going to press the palms down. And then I'm going to come up into bridge pose. I'm going to keep my whole foot on the ground. And then from here, I'm going to push down into the blocks. My elbows come closer to the wall. I might stop on the crown of the head without putting weight there. And then push down into the blocks. And then lift my hips up. And I'm going to find space through the spine, pulling my ribs up towards the wall. And then pushing down into the feet to lift the thigh bones up into the hips. And my head is soft. I can move it. And then as I'm ready to come down, I'm going to tuck my chin into my chest. Good, and then roll through the spine. Go ahead and have a seat. I'm going to show this one more time facing out towards you. My feet are about hip width apart. My hands are down. I can also try it without the blocks or the books, whatever you got. I'm going to lift the hips up, push into the feet, push down into the hands so that I can get my ribs up. And then I'm wrapping elbows in, pushing down into the feet, maybe looking towards my hands. And breathe in. And then chin towards the chest, lowering down, the back. Good. Hips come onto the floor. And then bringing the knees into the chest. And then I'm going to roll over, lift myself up. And just a few poses to even out. And take the right leg up and open. And start by twisting away from the bent leg. So left fingertips behind, right hand on the knee. Open the shoulder blades behind the heart and twist over a strong left thigh. Reach the back of the ears up. Breathe in. And then twist over to the other side. Strong in the right leg. Don't take that right hip off the floor. Keep it down. Open the heart. And then come to face forward. Bend into the knee a little bit so that you can get that cow spine, lifting the belly forward over the thigh. You might want to straighten into the leg after you get there. You might be good here. Take another deep breath in. And then walk the hands back. And take the right thigh up and out. And then left leg. And by the way, if your foot doesn't come up here, this is a great place for your foot to be. Not on the knee, but down a little bit lower. That's great. We're going to twist up and over towards the right first. Bring the shoulders back, lift the spine up, strong right foot. And then release over to the other side. Use the fingertips, roll the shoulder blades back, open the heart, straight spine, and then pull your left ribs back as you push out through the right foot. Breathe in. Exhale, come to face forward. Maybe bend into that extended leg a little bit so that you can lift, hinging at the pelvis, bringing belly to thigh, opening your heart. And if you've got more space, maybe straighten a little, maybe straighten a lot. Deep breath in. Soften, come all the way up. And we're going to come to laying down on the back. And bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Rock a little bit side to side. And you can open the arms up to a T or cactus shape. Take the knees over to the right. And then look up and over towards the left, if that's okay with your neck. See if you can relax the left shoulder down a little bit more and the left knee down a little bit more. Breathe in. And take the knees up and over to the other side. Relax into the right thigh, the right shoulder. Maybe take the gaze over the right shoulder. And deep breath in. Exhale, soften. Take the knees up. Bring them into your chest. One more little squeeze. And then take the feet onto the floor. Maybe stretch your legs out. Walk the shoulder blades underneath your back. Let the palms face up. Now, if this ever bothers your spine to lay flat like this so long, you can bend into the knees, put your feet on the floor, and let the knees knock against each other. It's a good choice. So use this time, stay here as long as you need, exploring this time to draw within yourself, to connect with yourself. Because again, when we're able to connect with ourselves, to learn to identify with and love ourselves, that's when we're able to identify with and love other people. Yoga is the great union, the great connection. So thank you for coming here to connect with me today. I really appreciate your time. I hope you do as well. I hope that you have this wonderful rest, enjoying this time to yourself. This is a wonderful practice. Thank you for sharing it with me. Namaste.